right up here.
Yeah, we get Robin Fraser, though, head coach of the Colorado Rapids, coming off a big W about a week ago. And they got another game coming up, a big one against Sporting KC this Saturday. But, Coach, always good to talk to you. How you doing?
Great, thanks. How are you guys doing?
All right, all right.
Yeah, Coach is back.
I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to say, all right, all right, all right.
Well, let me tell you something, Coach.
You beat my soccer club, and I'm okay.
Let me tell you something. The horrible McConaughey impression aside,
Yeah,
watching that game last week, and I saw videos that the Rapids put out on Twitter of what you were talking about with the guys in the locker room. That's a heck of a win. I mean, you guys came off a tough loss against Salt Lake, right? So now you're coming back, trying to get things righted. And it was a battle, and it was a grind. And finding a way to win like that and getting that momentum back had to feel good. And I saw it from you in the locker room.
It's one of the wins I'm most proud of since I've been here. We're missing a lot of guys, and this just speaks to the depth of the team as well. So we had a lot of guys step up, and we're asked to play difficult roles on a tough night in tough conditions. And really, everyone did so well. And you talk about coming off the loss in Salt Lake, where on the scoreboard it looked bad. We knew we played well in Salt Lake, and we just needed to get back on winning track. And they just did everything that we asked them to do and fought really, really hard. And I was very proud of that one.
So what the heck happened? I was gone, and then Baji comes back. What happened? I'm like.
You guys been making moves, Coach.
I'm like, wait, what year is this? What's going on? But you probably have to make some moves, right, to fill some holes, get some guys who can strike, that sort of thing.
At the end of the day, depth is always going to be a good thing for us. And if we have the ability to pick up people who are good players and good people, then it made sense to do it. And Baji is both. I mean, I've heard nothing. Literally, I haven't heard good things about him. I've heard nothing but great things about him as a person and as a teammate. And then physically, he's with his kind of speed and athleticism, he just gives us a different look out of our forward group. So very excited to have him and to get him up to speed and ready to go.
And one of the questions I have on top of that is, and I want to get into the Gold Cup and the way that your boys played, because Kellen Acosta's name was mentioned 8 billion times in that final game against Mexico, and deservedly so. But when can we expect those guys back? Are you working them back slowly now, coming back to the team, or how does that work for guys like Acosta and Sammy Vine?
Well, Kellen is back, and 100% will not be working him back slowly. He will be thrown into the fire.
Get in there.
He's obviously playing phenomenally well and is so full of confidence right now that we're excited to have him back. Just that level of confidence on the field makes such a difference for us. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say publicly about Sam Vines, but there's been he's being coveted by teams in Europe.
Yeah.
So there is a chance that we will not have Vines around anymore. But it's a great opportunity for him.
Coach, I was just going to ask you about that. You got Cole Bassett, who's such a young guy. I mean, 20 years old and homegrown and proud Colorado dude, right? And then you get guys from Portugal. Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, it's Portugal. I mean, we'd like Cole. You get a guy, the teams in the Netherlands. Yeah, what's up with the kid? You got all these teams, and I know he's trained with Arsenal in the past, and he's done all this kind of thing. But when you get teams around Europe and around the world calling about your guys and saying, hey, it's Switzerland calling, what's up? I mean, it's got to be tough a little bit, right? Because you've got good players, good young guy, incredibly bright future. But at the same time, he's also a valuable asset to teams in leagues that can pay the Colorado Rapids.
Right, 100%. And that's actually a great way to put it. We have these young players who come in and they've developed and become meaningful parts of the team, significant parts of the team, and then opportunities arise for them that are also money-making opportunities for the club. And so sometimes it can be a tough call. You don't want to break up a team that's doing well, but sometimes there are opportunities. And at the end of the day, we're also a business. So if we can have a model where we can actually make money as we develop younger players and continue to play at a high level, then obviously that's the ideal scenario.
I just got back from France and drove by the Saint Germain Stadium and all the cool stuff, man. And it is a super huge deal. And I wonder, with those clubs, we're talking Portugal and the Dutch and everybody else, do they send scouts? I mean, are there scouts constantly roaming MLS looking for guys? Are they here at your games or are they watching film? How does that work with all these clubs from Europe and all over the world looking at your guys?
Well, most clubs have a scouting department, and whether they have people in the U.S. who are literally watching games, or whether they're watching video and collating all these different video footage, it's a combination of both. I'm sure if they see players and they like them, then they make sure that somebody gets eyes on them within the stadium. So a lot of these teams have such big budgets that they have scouting networks that are not just their scouts in their country, but they have connections all around the world. They'll have people in South America, North America, Central America, Africa, that sort of thing. And they establish a network over time, and then as the information gets relayed back to the club, that's how the decisions are made.
Well, the guys in France were asking me about some of your guys. I said, nah, they all stink. You don't want them.
Yeah, you don't want them.
You don't want them. No, you just stay with your guys. You're cool.
That's part of it, though. Watching the Gold Cup and how amazing of a game that was and how intense that game was. So many opportunities for both sides. But again, for your boy Acosta, his name was mentioned 1,000 times. Called the man of the match 1,000 times because he was everywhere. Getting him back on this team, playing at that type of level, has to be huge and something you're looking forward to.
It's amazing. And, I mean, I really think Kellen is the most talked about player in MLS right now. Coming off that Gold Cup run and how he played and the win and that sort of thing. And the fact that the All-Star team's announced yesterday and we don't have anyone on it is pretty comical.
Yeah.
And a typical slap in the face for a small market team, but I feel badly for the players because certainly some of them have deserved consideration, if not outright being placed on the team. But at the end of the day, we kind of feel that this is how it is. We've been disrespected all along. We're just little Colorado. No one's paying attention to us. And we hope that pretty soon here that people will be going, oh, my God, Colorado.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see what happens at the end of the year, but certainly it just gives us more fuel for the fire because we definitely have a number of very, very good players who are playing very well, and the team has been doing pretty well. So certainly to have no All-Stars feels like a huge snub.
Kick Casey's butt.
Yeah, Kansas City on Saturday,
Smoke 'em.
7 p.m. That's at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Give us just a little preview here before I let you go, what you're expecting against Sporting KC.
They're a very, very good team. They just beat LAFC 4-1 at LAFC last night. They're riding on a real confidence high, and they have a lot of players who are scoring a lot of goals and are extremely confident. So we know it's going to be a really tough game. We didn't play well when we went there last couple of weeks ago. We lost 3-1 and made some mistakes, and they gave us some problems with some things. But we think we found a way to get at them, and I think it's going to be a really, really tight and exciting game.
They always bring fans here, man. They always get, and they're in the corner, on this near sideline. They're in the corner. They bring people with them. They just drive down I-70.
Yeah, Moshe wants to fight them every time.
At one time, I almost did. I got to be honest with you. One time.
Well, we certainly aren't going to promote violence and fighting, but
Well,
we like the competitive spirit of our fans, and they're a good team and they have good fans, and if they travel with them, good for them. And if it enhances the feeling and the atmosphere in the stadium, then more power to them.
all right.
Well, Coach,
if you see a guy with a walking boot
It's
heading up into the
Moshe.
stands, you'll
He's
know who
getting
it
ready,
is.
yeah. 7 p.m., that's on
I
Saturday.
said my piece.
That's it, right? It's out of his hands now. It's out of your hands, Coach. Right on.
7 o'clock Saturday at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Rapids back at it. Coach, you're the best. Always good to talk to you.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
You bet.
Robin Fraser, head coach of the Rapids.
But
and
you
that
mentioned-
was a great win against Austin, by the way.
Super good.
Great win.
Real quick, imagine like a Cole Bassett. I was just talking about it. I mean, you get him when he's just a young teenager, right? And he's coming through your academy and the whole 9 yards. He's 20 years old. And you get teams from all over Europe calling, hey, what's up? And we're like, no.
How about you buzz off? Like,
Yeah, how about you go find your own
team
dudes?
players.
What's the matter? There ain't enough Dutch in the world? I mean, come on.
All right, quick break here. Back in 3 minutes.